All right, guys, today's video is an island update. Island is not nearly as good looking as the main food plot, but that's neither here or there. This is this soil's first attempt at restoring, literally. So I'm very pleased with what I've got, and it's still getting taller and taller in here. I can see it topping out around 4 or 5 feet thick, and with a few spots maybe touching 6 if I'm lucky. But things are looking far better than I anticipated. This will turn into a very nice mat for its first rotting mat, and instead of a bunch of rotting leaves, I'm actually going to put some good stuff in here that's got higher nutrition. So when I'm ready to till that down, that will have more nutrients in it than these leaves will, and that's what's going to help accelerate the nutritional rise in my soil. We had a storm roll through here. You can see how it's kind of flattened it down here. Literally over 3 inches of rain within 45 to 50 minutes. It flat out poured here. So the soil didn't erode, which is good. There is no ditches or washouts in here. The food plot has held the soil in place, which is very, very good. So over here we got some nutritional problems in here still. That's okay. This will get better. So don't be discouraged if you got some really scrawny looking rye here. Even the clover down here is really lacking. But that's okay. It's still going to grow. It's still going to get bigger than this. And then my spring and summer crop should help continue to add more volume or more biomass from here on out. So as long as I keep some sort of cycle going with these good plants, this island will continue to raise production. And just because this looks thick in here, if you actually think about it down below, I could easily add another 50 to 60% tonnage, just because it's more sparsity upward growth. It's not that really thick, weed suffocating type growth. See how I can look down between this? You can see all the way to the soil. So there's a lot of room for improvement here on the tonnage, but that will only get better with time, at least up here. Also, I want to talk about another strategy I'm doing. I've kind of mentioned this in one previous video, but when I'm getting ready to do planting day, I don't want to till all this up at once. And I'm referring to the main plot and the island together. I don't want to do that. I want to leave the island as it is, because it is actually, as far as the way it's growing, it literally looks like it's a week or two behind the main food plot, which is excellent for me, because now when I go out there to fix the main food plot, I'm going to let this island serve as a meal supplement until I get enough food sprouted in the main food plot to come up here and then plant this area. So I'm going to have planting day spread out maybe as much as 2 weeks. So we'll see how that develops, and it's kind of a timing thing. If the main food plot is growing faster than expected, then I may come up here beforehand and replant, till all this up, and we'll see what happens. But loving it. Everything's looking great. It's looking really green. There's a few spots, you know, kind of like right here. See how it's light green? We got another area over here, light green, and that's where a ton of rocks are. So that's the island update and a little bit of planting strategy coming down the pike. I've also got Dunstans leafed out. They've already been fertilized. They've had boron treatments. So I didn't want to miss out on these guys. This tree is now 9 years old, for anybody that's wondering, and any year could start producing nuts. But this is what happens when you put it in a more shaded environment. It's going to take a lot longer to get something off of it. So maybe this will be the year. If not, maybe next year. And then this one over here is one that I've raised from seed. And believe it or not, I did some experimenting with this one, and I had planted it in a wood setting. So just so you know, this chestnut, even though it's, if I straighten him up, you're, maybe 3 feet tall or so, but this chestnut is the same age as that one. Both of these are 9 years old. And this one grew in a woods shaded canopy environment, a lot slower. So when I bring it out here to the island, you can see from right here up is year 2, and this new growth is now year 3, and it's already way more growth than what it was getting when it was in the woods. So it would grow here to here and then here to here. It was just creeping along, and then one year it only grew from here to here, and it looked like it was dying. So brought him up here to put him to good use. So there you go, guys, a short update on the island. Obviously right here's room for huge improvements, and the tonnage will only get better as I continue to improve the soil and of course remove stumps. So you all have a good one. If you like this video, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll have more updates this year. I'm getting ready to do a woods improvement video. These will be small improvements, not large scale, especially for people with small tracts of land. Sometimes small improvements are good enough to give you that edge over your neighbors. You all have a great day.